Welcome in. It is day 257, and you're speaking with the Meeples Champion. And today we're going to be going over a newer but smaller game. I love trick-taking games. I think through the time on this channel, many of you have come to realize that I reviewed quite a few. It's one of my favorite mechanics in all of gaming. And I heard about this newer one that blew my mind at the concept because I just never had thought about it before. The game is called Cat in the Box. Now, in Cat in the Box, the idea is that you still have 4 suits and you still have a trump suit. However, you do not have the colors assigned to the cards. That's for you to decide when you play the card. So if somebody plays a 10, they can then say what they're leading with. I'm going to make this 10 a red. And then they have to mark that they have used the red 10 for the entire game. And now the next player goes and they have to respond. They can play any number they want from their hand, but they have to look at the chart and make sure if they're going to play an 8, they can't play an 8 of red if there's already been an 8 of red played. They also have to pay attention to what they're making the claim of. If they're playing an 8 and they say they're going to play 8 of blue, what they're saying is that they don't have any other reds in their hand. They have to mark that they're out of reds. What this does is that it begins to set up the possibility of a paradox. If you get to a point in the game where the cards in your hand, you can't play them because all you have left is a 4 and a 3, and the only way that you could play the 4 and the 3 is if you were going to be playing it as a red because they've already used the blue, the green, and the yellow 4 and the 3, but you've said you don't have any reds left. You've caused a paradox. You're out. You've lost the game. It's a really simple and yet really intelligent way to make a game. I played it with my wife. Now, she wasn't a big fan, but to be fair, my wife's not a huge trick-taking fan. She does like a couple of my games with me, but she likes to stay with a mechanic to 1 or 2 games. She doesn't spread out and play like I do, a boatload of the exact same mechanic. I like to have a lot of bag builders, a lot of deck builders, a lot of trick-taking, a lot of area control. These are the mechanics I enjoy. She likes to find one solid game of each one. So for instance, my favorite trick-taking is Skull King. She also greatly enjoys that game. That's her trick-taking game. So we tried this one. It just didn't hit for her, but I loved the concept. That being said, why don't we jump in? Let's actually talk about this game with our 7 categories and see where it lands. When it comes to the art, I really like the box. It's simple. It does grab the eye. For a non-gamer, it looks like a fun, cute game. For a gamer, you know this game is good. It's actually one of the hotter games this year. And it's the same thing when you set it up. It's kind of generic looking, but it is a type of generic that grabs your attention. Thumbs up. When it comes to the components, they're really good. They did a great job. It's actually top quality for the cards. The little pieces you use for like your little wooden pieces that you put into your charts, which are all made of cardboard, really good. Thumbs up. Your price. The game's about 20, and it's worth 20. It's a good price at 20. This is a game you can play with your regular gamers, with your family, with your friends. It's totally worth its price. It's out there. It's in 3, 4 out of 5 board game stores. You're finding it online. It's going to be in a Target. It's going to be in a Barnes & Noble. Thumbs up. Your difficulty. I will say that while it's a simplistic design, it is a little tough to follow to be making sure you're not making those anomalies. You know, you're not running into the situation of, I said I didn't have red, now I have to play this, but I only can play it as red. You know, that makes it a little harder to play, and I'm okay with that. But because of that, the difficulty might lose like the kids. The kids might be a little hard to keep up with those. But I think beginners, I think experienced, and I think even experts are going to really appreciate this for its difficulty. Thumbs up. Replayability. It's a trick taker. It's all about replayability. You're going to get this game played a few times in a row. And this is an easy game you can pull out on a weekly basis. For me, this is going to be one of those games that will go into my category of a top 10 trick taker that will always be with me when I go to somebody's house for family events, for holidays, for get-togethers. So, thumbs up. Keys to victory. It's about risk. Do you want to be safe? You're not going to try to win too many times because you're going to make sure to try to keep in suit and make sure you're never going to end up being booted because you made an anomaly? Or are you going to be a risk taker and are you going to take shots to get those extra victories early? It might kick you out late, but it's worth it because you know you're going to be way ahead in points. There's not a lot of keys to victory here, but they're there and they are distinct. Thumbs up. Unique. Is the game unique? It is a trick taking at the end of the day. So even though I really like that one thing it does, is that one thing strong enough to make it unique against all the others? I think for your initial few plays, sure, you're going to think it's very unique. But down the line, it's going to become one of those games that you're going to say, I have a bunch of my trick-taking games. They all have a little bit of its own little aspect. That's what makes them different. But are they unique? No. They're going to fall into a category of, I can play any of these right now. What would you like to play? And I think that that's perfectly fine. So while I think it's very unique right now for those early players, for those first-time plays, for those couple-time plays, it's going to very quickly just fall into the category of it's another trick taker. So for me, I'm not going to give it unique. Thumbs down. Overall, what do I think? I think it's a game you got to give a try to. It's not going to hit for all of you, but it will hit for some. And I think for some, it's going to be an extremely exciting game to get to the table on a constant basis. I would say try it definitely. Don't be afraid to drop your money and buy it either without having tried it, because it can't fail. If you like trick taking, you're going to like it. It just may not hit for all your friends or all your groups. Well, it has been day 257, and we've been speaking about the game Cat in the Box. And you've been speaking to the Meeples Champion. Like, share, subscribe, and check down below in the description. I'll be adding an Amazon link in case you want to get this game for your collection. Until next time, I'll talk to you tomorrow.